Gerard. It's really nice to have you here.
Thank you, Gilmore, and welcome or good morning to all the Cape Radio Pulpit listeners and yourself too.
Well, maybe we should just fall into this. Many listeners may feel abused against women and children is a problem out there and not in their own home. So, what would you like to say to them to understand, just to get our conversation going today?
Gilmore, I normally say as charity begins at home, also does the use and abuse, neglect, as well as violence against victimization too. Being a victim of our past and legacy of trauma and abandonment most probably start in our own home due to inaptness and inappropriate behavior of those, especially close to us, declaring that they love you. However, with their own altitude of an attitude, including not exclusively, but excluding from a religious fraternity context also. As I always say, to ensure good, healthy, self-righteous healing to body, mind, and soul, we urgently need to seriously bridge gaps between human um, beings and mental health and wellness, as well as spiritual healing, to become the best version you can be. And that starts at home, where you must replace your own lie and denial style, living a lifestyle of being more than before, breathing and breaking loose from passive aggressive regression, dedicating your past home and predict your own future. That is what I would say as an intro to the listeners.
What drew you to specialize in victimology, and how was this that it worked and shaped the way you view the violence in South Africa?
Okay, my career started in the church and it ended in the prison. What I mean by that is I studied theology and then studied psychology and then studied criminology and then also end up in victimology. Okay, it's my own victimization as a child with a father, growing up with a father who rather wished for a girl and not a boy. I can't tell you how rejected you feel up to the age I'm now 60, where you just feel abandoned even through all the years. My own childhood sexual molestation experiences resulted in zoophilia, with the unfortunate predicament of parents, friends, and family who just choose to get ignore, to ignore me and not understanding and how can I say, give me any support. I couldn't take the rejection of those closest to me anymore, feeling like a glass of seafood water. Therefore, I dedicated my life to support perpetrators and victims alike, as often perpetrators were victims of the same too. I went from theology to criminology, from the church to the prison, exactly there where we would find Christ Jesus, whom I follow with grace, passion, and compassion as a child of God, as unfortunately I distance myself from the mainstream of Christianity as they dismally fail victims too often.
When we talk about victims and people hear the word victim, what do you think they should really be thinking about instead?
Um, Being encapsulated in victimization is a choice. People must understand that although it happens to you, not your choice, but if you stay in it, that's your choice. Never allow your lie or denial style to become your lifestyle. Otherwise, you'll be trapped in victimization for life. Rather be full a victim of freedom instead of circumstances and inapt, incompetent people from family members, friends, multi-professionals, even the religious family or fraternity, full of judgment, attitudes with consequential altitude rather than alienate than include and heal. So often I found that the people that I met in the corridors seems to be alienating victims instead of including and